Hello, horticulturist. How are you all? From the picture, you can guess that we are going to discuss about the mangosteen in this new chapter of theoretical Fruitipedia. So, I am not going to tell you about the boring facts about the mangosteen, like its origin is Malay Peninsula, seeds are recalcitrant in nature, viability is 1 month old, flowering comes in 1 year old shoot, that is also in the two flushes, February, March, and August, September. It's the only fruit where the glucose is in the readily available form. These are the boring facts. It is available in all the books. I am not going to tell about these boring facts. I will definitely tell you some interesting fact. But before that, I would like to ask you why it is known as the finest fruit in the world. You should comment below why it is known as the finest fruit in the world. But I will definitely tell you why it is known as the queen of fruit. There is a tale regarding this. When Queen of Victoria, she asked that I need the fresh fruits of mangosteen, and I will those who will give me the fresh mangosteen, I will give him 100 pound rupees at that time. So, uh, a person known as David Fairchild, he offered the queen the fresh mangosteen. From that, the mangosteen is just termed as queen of fruit, not regarding it is the area and production factor. It is the from that story it is known as the because the Queen Victoria, she wanted the fresh fruit of mangosteen, and the David Fairchild, he offered the fresh fruit to the queen. From that onwards, it is known as the queen of fruits. Or in general, we have seen that the queen and king always depends on the area and production aspect. But mangosteen is neither of the area, neither of the production. But from that Queen Victoria part, it is regarded as queen of fruits. Hope I think this is the interesting fact for you. Let's go. There is a very good question. Why there is a less genetic variation? People, this is the most commonly asked in the JRF, SRF, most commonly asked. And so answer is already given. There is the it is the morphology of flower, the or we can say the genetics of flower, where the male part is absent, the absence of stamens in the flower. But it has been found that staminodes are being present. Staminodes are the male the stamens which lacks in the pollen. Staminodes. The staminodes are present, but the functional pollen grain is absent in the flower part. And absence of male flower in the inflorescence, yeah, definitely. And absence of male plants. Some scientists, they have found that the male and female production, female flower are in different plant. Means some scientists say that it is a dioecious plant also, but the male plant, because the one plant is producing purely of female, and another may produce the staminodes flower. So that's why they have classified the mangosteen as a dioecious, but it is not scientifically proved that it is a pure dioecious plant. Then, why it has a long gestational period, or you can say gestational period. The pronunciation may vary. Pardon me. Because of do you know the mangosteen in generally take around 7 to 8 years for the initiation of the flowering. It may extend up to 15 years also. 15 years. This is too large time for a farmer to get some yield. And some reason has been cited that it is the poor root system, and we know that it has been written in every book the mangosteen is lack of root hairs. Same as the durian, I think also. Durian and mangosteen both have lack of root hairs and degenerated root system after transplanting. What happens in the mangosteen when you transplant the uh, mangosteen seedling from the nursery to main field? The root they start to degenerate. Means the main root will be there, but the secondary or tertiary root will be, they will start degenerate, and the degenerate starts, and it will from that point a new root will come. So it the process continues up to 6 to 7 years, so that it will unable to take the optimum amount of nutrient through the roots, and it is the only reason because of less of root hairs and degeneration of the roots takes place. So it is the slow growth, means the nutrient uptake is low, and ultimately the growth will be low. The fourth reason is that the in the apical meristem, the cell division rate is also it is a slow rate of cell division rate. And incompatibility. Graft incompatibility, I will say, some rootstock has been developed in the mangosteen, Garcinia hombroniana, Garcinia many many rootstocks are there. So in that rootstock, incompatibility is less. However, graft incompatibility is has been also seen in the mangosteen, which can be overcome, which can definitely overcome. So these are the reasons. Because of this, the gestational period is higher. That is maybe up to 15 years in the mangosteen part. Then we comes about the what is the maturity indices of mangosteen. In the maturity indices, we can say the bloodlines. It has been asked in the JRF and SRF that the presence of bloodlines is the maturity indices of which crops. You should answer it is the mangosteen. Where the occurrence of red lines appearing in the outer surface of the rind. When the rind started to develop the red lines, it is the maturity indices of mangosteen. And we can the ultimate thing is detached cleanly from the stock point. Latex formation will be not there, means by in the fruit crop, I think the edible in the edible fruit crop, it is the only fruit crop where the yellow latex is formed, or in other fruit crops we have seen that white latex has been formed. Many fruit crops, papaya is there, rubber is there, or we can say jackfruit is there. Always the white latex has been we have seen, but it is the only fruit crop where the yellow latex has been seen. So the latex formation will be not there when the fruits are ripe. And the fresh segment separates easily from the skin as it is. The adherence of the fruit, you can say adherence of the segment or aril from the rind part. If the fruit are ripes, it is easily detachable. So Malaysian Agricultural Research Development Institute, Malaysia, has been developed. You can say MARDI, 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 has developed six ripening index. You can I will six ripening index. These are the six ripening index of mangosteen. First one is greenish yellow with the trace of red. Second one is the reddish yellow with the patches of red on the whole fruit. Third one is the reddish with the patches of bright red. Fourth one is the dark brown. Fifth one is the purplish red, and sixth one is the dark purple. However, here it has been mentioned the 1 to 6, but in the scientist has been they have mentioned the 0 to 5 actually. The first one is the 0, and the harvesting stages start from the 1 to 3, means in in this picture the stage 1 has been discarded, but from the stage 2 to stage 4 it has been for the harvesting purpose only, whereas the stage 5 and stage 6 it is for the immediate consumption only. So if we say from the scientist perception, then stage 0 it is not to be harvested. Only 1 2 3 is for the harvesting purpose for the long distance transport, and the 4 5 is for the immediate consumption only. So you are getting my point. Then the most important thing in the Gamboge disorder in mangosteen, mostly it has been asked by the in the JRF and the SRF, and we know it is a secretion of yellow color latex from the fruit. As I have already mentioned, it is the only fruit where the color of latex is yellow, or else in other edible fruit we have seen that the color of latex is always white. So when the yellow latex, and we have already discussed, when the fruit is always already mature, then the yellow latex has been, it will not form the yellow latex. But if after maturation also the yellow latex is forming, then something is wrong inside the fruit, and it is the Gamboge disorder of mangosteen. Do you know what is the physiology behind this? The physiology is there are so many canals are there, secretory ducts are there. A canals of secreted ducts are there inside the fruit, which is extended uh, from the fruit stalk to the rind, or from the fruit stalk to the fruit, you can see. And the biggest secretory ducts, biggest one is lie in the endocarp part. Endocarp is always not the seed. Endocarp is the in a botanical endocarp is the in a part of the fruit. It is always not the seed. And while the uh, and what happens during the physiology part, when there is a faster seed and aril growth than the pericarp. Sometimes it has been seen that if the moisture stress is there and immediately sudden rain is there, so the inner cells, those who are alive, they started to grow faster. But the outer cells are already dead, so they can't grow faster than to the inner cells. So when the seeds and aril growth will be faster, but the pericarp growth is not that much of faster rate, then the epithelial cells of the ducts are weak at that time. The epithelial duct, there are these are the cells. They are weak and they ruptures. And the exact timing is known as 5 to 15 weeks after the anthesis part. 5 to 15 weeks of the anthesis part, these cells are rupture, and at the breakage of a duct happens, and the yellow latex came out from the secretory ducts. And we can say as the cells are the uh, rupturing of the cells is the only causing of this disorder. So we can go for the sparing of calcium chloride, as calcium is the uh, calcium helps in the protect means strengthening the cell wall, and it connects the cell to cell. And as I said, the regular irrigation at the fruit development stage should be necessary, or else the moisture stress may cause the gamboge. Although these are the only, it is uncertain, the gamboge, the causal causes is uncertain, but these are the some of the curative measure we can take uh, before. So these are the fruits which of Gamboge result. The fruits looks like this only. So that's it for today. Comment below what's your doubt and what you want to know about it. Thank you.